Hi everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or maybe you're seeing this video on my Facebook page. I just wanted to take a moment to make another update. Today is May 23rd. I'm staying up late again tonight. It's 1:14 a.m. So we had an interesting earthquake here. Well, not interesting, but the results could be interesting depending. Here in Canada, a 5.2. Upgraded and downgraded several times, and then yesterday we had let's see what it is, a 6.1. Wow, that was pretty big. They upgraded it to a 6.1, or maybe I'm just not remembering it right, but wow, that's a pretty good size earthquake right there. So now everybody, here we are gonna test the Dutch Sins method of finding the middle point between two earthquakes and assuming that there will be another one. So, wow, if this is correct, then that should be maybe interesting. The midpoint between the two would definitely be probably in this area along the San Andreas. Pretty interesting if you ask me. We've been seeing a lot of weird activity in California as it is, and now we have two larger ones. I'm hoping that this one that happened in Mexico kind of dispersed its energy, and it's a little old, so these two won't collide. Their waves won't collide, because we know that that would cause another earthquake. And it might be the San Francisco area. I don't know. I just wanted to point that out real fast because I find it interesting. Hopefully nothing happens. Hopefully Dutch Sins isn't right with this one, but he usually is, which is unfortunate. We've had a lot of earthquakes in this area of the world, just as I forecast would happen. I told you guys just a couple days ago that we should be seeing a lot of fill-in earthquakes here. I did tell you that we should see some in this East China Sea, and this is the second one that has popped up since that forecast a couple days ago. I told you guys to watch out for the Singapore area, the Indonesian area, Philippines, and Malaysian. I told you guys to watch for the Papua New Guinea. Papua New Guinea did receive some higher earthquakes yesterday, so that's kind of filled out. We should expect maybe earthquakes in between each earthquake that's already up here as well. So we would maybe see one in the Taipei area. We might see another one in this general area. We might see one in the East Java Sea area. We might see one maybe possibly in the Thailand area. That would be the middle point between the earthquakes following plate boundaries, which are the white lines. And again, this is using the Dutch Sins method. If you want to learn more about the Dutch Sins method, you're welcome to follow him on YouTube at Dutch Sins, D-U-T-S-C-H. No, D-U-T-C-H. Yeah, D-U-T-C-H, sorry, S-I-N-S-E. And he's pretty cool, so check him out if you haven't heard of him. Let's check on Greece. Greece has had a lot of activity lately. Nothing anymore. It seems like these four are the last of that sequence that was happening in that area. So, well, I'm sure it's going to receive a few aftershocks, but it seems like it's definitely cooled down. We didn't get one in Italy like we thought we might, so that's good news. But it looks like things have kind of calmed in the area, so hopefully that's everything, because they've had a lot of bigger ones lately. But you know, time goes on and seismic activity disperses into different places, and then we see different things. Every day is a new energy, I guess you would say. What else should we check on? I think Alaska is, besides this one here, that could potentially bring energy into the USA. But besides that, I think Alaska is always a place that you would check for. Oh, well, there's a 4.0. You would check Alaska. This is Canada, actually, but you would usually check this Alaska area for earthquakes of moderate size to predict if energy might come down into the USA. We do have a 4.0, so a little bit of energy is coming through. I've not seen this map in several hours, so let's just go through, and I'm curious to see what these other magnitudes are. 2.1. Let's find this guy in the middle. 2.7. Now let's see what a few of these ones are. 3.1, that's a moderate, small, moderate size. 2.0. 2.1. 2.2. What else we got that looks interesting to check out? We saw those ones. So it looks like they have a 3.0 and a 4.0 that could potentially feed a little bit of energy into the USA and into Canada as well. I just always focus on the USA for some reason. It could even come down into Mexico, but a majority of my forecasts are always going to be primarily in the USA. Eventually I will expand my forecast to different parts of the world, but I don't have the time right now to pay attention to everything because I'm checking on this stuff all throughout the day, and the things I see help me formulate kind of a pattern and a sense for what's going on. So it's a little time consuming, and I don't have the time to do that right now. But anyways, so a little bit of energy coming in from Alaska, but definitely not a concerning amount. It looks like this part of California is a little bit active, receiving some healthy little earthquakes, which is good because it was so silent that it was kind of freaky. But we do have a lot of silence in this area still, and that is freaky still. All the way up to Washington, Oregon, and California, it's all been very silent lately. Washington and Oregon, they don't see everyday activity as far as little earthquakes go, but California certainly should see more than what is going on here. So oh, I can't talk, sorry. It is not as silent as it was. It was pretty silent the other day, the last week, and I told you guys to watch out, and we had a few up here that were big. Silent before the Nevada sequence happened, before the bigger 6.5 in Nevada happened. It got silent before that, but it remains silent, not as silent, but it's still a little unusual. I would expect this area to have more activity, so this is kind of silent too, but I feel like this area is kind of a little too silent. I wouldn't doubt if they had a 4.0 area or some kind of 4.0 activity, especially if it doesn't have activity soon. I wouldn't doubt if that area did. So going to make my forecast short, as I always do, and just summarize real quick what's going on. California still has a little bit of silence that I don't necessarily think is normal. There's a little bit of energy coming in from Alaska. There's definitely energy coming in from this earthquake up here, and there's also definitely energy coming in from this bigger earthquake 6.1 down there. using the Dutch Sense method, you might find the middle ground and say that this area would be maybe prone to an earthquake. And the magnitude would be, well, let's check the depth. I can't remember what Dutch Sense says, but if it's deep enough, then it'll heighten the magnitude, I believe, but this is only 30 kilometers. That's not too deep. Let's check the other one. Oh, this one. Let's see what the depth is for this one. This one is 10 kilometers, so that's not deep at all either. So the magnitude would not increase necessarily because it's not deep enough to make it increase. However, we have a 5.2 and a 6.1. I would guess that a 5.4 is totally a probability within this area. And that's a pretty big earthquake. That's kind of nerve-wracking. But I don't sugarcoat my forecasts. I'm assuming if you're on YouTube and see the title of my video and you're watching my videos, that you're curious, you want to know the truth. So I'm not gonna hide that from anybody. That's definitely a possibility. And just have a preparation plan. Make sure you have a preparation plan. If you haven't made a preparation plan, then make one. Some things you might want to consider are packing an emergency bag with maybe an extra change of clothes, maybe some emergency food, leashes for your pets, something that you can grab and go in case you need to, in case you can't go back in your house to grab emergency supplies, because maybe your house might be sturdy, but fires happen in earthquakes too. Electricity problems, you can, well, that was stupid to say. That's probably not a problem unless your house crumbles down, but I do know that it's just good to have a preparation plan and maybe like a little kit. Some other things that you might want to consider are, is there anything above your head when you're sleeping? Is there a glass picture? Is there a shelf with things that might fall down on you while you sleep if an earthquake were to happen? Or maybe in your couch area when you're watching TV, you can try to secure your furniture by, there are a few great tips on YouTube of how to secure furniture in preparation for an earthquake. So just take a few minutes to think about it. If you don't have a preparation plan, why not make one? You don't have to wait until you think that something could happen before making one. It's always good to just have, just to be prepared. I personally have an emergency bag in my car, and I keep furniture away from my bed area. We live in a scary house, actually. We have really tall brick walls. Some of the walls don't even have drywall on them, so it's just literally brick. And they're very tall walls, probably 30 feet high, if not more. And so our preparation plan, if there was an earthquake, is to try to evacuate. But you're not supposed to evacuate, because if you do, then things can fall on your head. You can fall down, you can trip, you can be knocked down by the shakes. Sorry, my verbiage is not very good today. I don't know what I'm saying. I should probably just edit this video at this point, but I don't edit my videos, so deal with it. I'm human. Okay, so anyways, yeah, that pretty much summarizes everything that I can think of talking about right now. And I do feel that Mexico is more active than lately. I've been watching for Eastern China. Japan is always a hot spot that could receive activity. I've been watching Russia a little bit. So yeah, that pretty much concludes everything. Hope everybody is having a good night, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.